Introduction to Bioinformatics. If you can't do bioinformatics, you can't do biology. These words from J.D. Tisdale was certainly true, as bioinformatics is playing a crucial role in every field of biological science. So let's take some examples. Managing big data. We know we have NCBI, DDBJ, EMBL as our primary biological databases. So these databases are managed with the help of bioinformatics. Development of new algorithms and statistics to speed up the process of analysis and interpretations. Analysis and interpretation of data. For example, we have microarray data, we have gene expression data. So these data are analyzed and interpreted using bioinformatics algorithms and statistics. Development and implementation of tools. The prime example is the development of diagnostic tools. Prediction of protein structure, majorly 3D structure, which helps in deciphering the functioning of the protein, which helps in knowing the binding site of the protein. Health and drug discovery. Nowadays, drugs are filtered using in silico methods. In this in silico method, the famous example is QSAR, which uses machine learning algorithms like random forest, SVM, etc. Nowadays, we use deep learning also for filtering drugs. So these are some of the areas, some of the application of bioinformatics. So J.D. Tisdale was certainly true. If you can't do bioinformatics, you can't do biology. Definition of bioinformatics. Bioinformatics is made up of two words. Bio means biological information and informatics means computers. So analyzing biological information using computers, using statistical tools or statistical techniques, algorithms to accelerate and enhance our biological research is bioinformatics. So let's take an example. If a researcher works in a plant lab and he founds new plant species and want to know the sequence of that particular plant species, so he sent that particular plant species sample for sequencing, and the sequencer generated large amount of sequencing data. So if the researcher start analyzing these largely produced sequencing data manually, then it will take many years to complete it. So the suitable approach is to use computers, to use statistical tools, to use algorithms, so that we can reach to our analysis, we can reach to our results within few days. So application of computers, application of statistics, application of algorithms on biological data so that we can accelerate and enhance our biological research. So let's see some of the major landmarks which developed the field of bioinformatics. In 1965, Margareta Dehoff developed the first protein sequence atlas. She was the pioneer in the field of bioinformatics. For it, she is also known as mother and father of bioinformatics. In 1970 and 1981, two major sequencing alignment algorithm was developed. In 1988, NCBI was formed. In 1990, BLAST searching tool was developed. In 1995, first bacterial genome was completely sequenced. Bacterial genome means the prokaryotic genome. In 1996, yeast genome was completely sequenced. Yeast means the eukaryotic genome. 1997, PSI BLAST, which is the updated BLAST. In 1998, WOM, multicellular genome was completely sequenced. In 1999, fly genome was completely sequenced. So these are some of the major landmarks which developed the field of current bioinformatics. Now the question arises, why we should study bioinformatics? So there is a stat which says that in every 15 months the generated biological data doubles. So we can imagine how much data is generated every day. So we start managing the continuously generating biological data manually, then it will be impossible for us to manage it effectively. One or the other day it will be converted into a garbage. So to manage the continuously generating biological data effectively, we use computers, we use statistical tools, we use algorithms, we use mathematics, so that we can effectively manage the biological data. As computer can handle large quantity of data, it can solve complex problems very effectively. Workflow in bioinformatics. A typical bioinformatician follows these 5 steps. We know that the biological data is increasing at a phenomenal rate. So compilation and storage of data in orderly and disciplined manner is the prime step. Secondly, we analyze and interpret the orderly arranged biological data. So after analysis and interpretation, using algorithms, using statistical tools, using mathematical equations, we get 2 things. First, the analysis and interpretations helps us in development of new algorithms and statistics, so that we can modify, we can improve our analysis results. Secondly, the analysis and interpretation helps us in improving our understanding related to our subjects. Our subject can be organism, our subject can be any plant species or any animal or human. In the last step, the generated analysis, the generated new algorithms and statistics are cross-linked with the information generated in the past. In the next video, we will get to know about the biological databases.